What's up, guys? Welcome to Whiskey. My name is Jeff. This is a channel where I offer my thoughts and opinions on a specific whiskey, and every once in a while I'll throw in other whiskey-related content. Today we're doing a list. I'm going to go over 5 whiskeys that I think are under-the-radar gems. Stick around. So what do I mean by under-the-radar gems? Well, I'm not looking for like super obscure whiskeys that you'll never be able to find. Some of these are limited editions, but for the most part, you guys should be able to get your hands on most of what's on this list. What I mean by under the radar is these are whiskeys that are out there that you can find, but maybe they're just not garnering enough discussion. Not a lot of people are talking about them. So basically, not a lot of bloggers, vloggers, reviewers out there are showing these whiskeys too much affection, which is a weird way of putting it. But yeah, I feel like these whiskeys deserve more love. Now, the thing about today's list is I want to go over whiskeys that are age stated. I might, down the line, do another video with the same premise where I talk about no age stated under the radar gems, but we're sticking with the age statements today. Now, is that an arbitrary distinction in order to milk more video content from this concept? No. Anyway, as usual, I've got a mystery pour in my glass over here. It's a wonderful whiskey. It's one I'm going to recommend to you guys. Make sure you stick around after the list. I'll let you know what that is. And I suppose that's all of our bases covered. So let's jump into our list. These are 5 great age-stated, under-the-radar whiskeys. In the meantime, if you'll kindly leave a like down below, that'd be greatly appreciated. I want to start with an honorable mention here, and that is the Fettercairn 16. This is a really nice whiskey. Batch 1, I believe, did have caramel colorant, but ever since Batch 2, it's been 100% naturally presented. Of course, we have a nice age statement. It's not too expensive. Really good stuff. So far, we've had 3 releases, and all the releases are a little bit different in terms of their production process, so they're not going to be totally consistent, but they are consistently interesting. And I think this brand overall has done some really good course correcting ever since they rebranded a few years back. So the 16 in particular is one to watch out for, but speaking more broadly, keep your eye on Fettercairn. They're doing some interesting stuff, so honorable mention, Fettercairn 16. Alright, so let's kick off the proper list. Coming in at number 5, I've got the Benromic Contrasts Peat Smoke Sherry Cask Finish, which just rolls off the tongue. So the Benromic Contrasts Peat Smoke Sherry Cask Finish is thinning out in most markets. It was a limited release, but in some markets you should still be able to find it. This is an excellent whiskey, guys. Now, this one's not age stated in the obvious way, but they do give us the vintage, they give us the bottling date, so that's good enough. This one really is the best of Benromic. We have that rich, forward, beautiful sherry that Benromic is known for. This one is more peated than the standard Benromic, but the standout thing for this one is that this one comes in at 46%, which is what we always want, and that's what bothers most people, myself included, about the standard line from Benromic. They usually come in at 43%. Now, fair warning, this one did take a little while to open up. I didn't love it when I first popped it, but it's since opened up beautifully. We have some great flavors in here. It's naturally presented. It's got everything we're looking for in a good Benromic. So coming in at number 5, Benromic Contrasts Peat Smoke Sherry Cask Finish. Coming in at number 4, we've got a Diageo product, and I know, you guys love Diageo. You love everything they do. You love all of their products, and you can't wait to hear this recommendation, so you can run out and buy more stuff from them. I get it. Sarcasm aside, though, pretty good whiskey. It does have the Diageo Special, which is 43%, probably colored, probably chill filtered, most certainly is, but it's legitimately wonderful stuff. I'm talking about the Ben Rinnes 15. Now, if you're a fan of Mortlach and you think Mortlach is a very meaty whiskey, I suggest you give this one a go. It is a beautiful, rich, sherried, meaty whiskey. We have spices, we have some nice complexity in here. Yes, the presentation could be improved. We do want the 46%. We'd like it to be natural. But for what it is, this is an excellent whiskey, and it's pretty fairly priced as well. So it's one worth checking out if you're so inclined. Coming in at number 4, Ben Rinnes 15. Coming in at number 3, we've got a Port Charlotte, and Port Charlotte is very in vogue these days. It's very popular. I can't shut up about the Cask Exploration line. Amazing series. Check them out. Everyone else naturally is in love with the 10-year-old because the 10-year-old is fantastic, but not a lot of people are talking about the Isla Barley line, and it's really good. Once again, we don't have the obvious age statement here, but they are released as vintages. Now, personally, I prefer the Isla Barley line to the 10-year-old. We do have a more barley forward profile. I think there's a little bit more complexity. In my market, it's slightly more expensive than the 10-year-old. I'm usually happy to pay it. I've had a few of the vintage releases. They've all been fantastic. So again, very popular brand, but you don't hear too much about this line. And these are beautiful whiskeys, so I did want to share them with you guys. Coming in at number 3, the Port Charlotte, Ireland, what? Port Charlotte Isla Barley. I'm drunk. Coming in at number 2, I've got Longmorn 18. This is a really nice whiskey. It does not get a lot of love from the whiskey community, and I think it should. It is a bit of a chameleon, and I'll admit my enjoyment does kind of waver, like it doesn't hit the same in every session, but overall, it's a beautiful whiskey with a very quiet complexity. So if you were to ask me, Jeff, does this whiskey reveal a quiet complexity? I would say yes, sir. Yes, sir, it does indeed. Now, if you're looking for an 18-year-old that's got a lot of intensity, big flavor, lots of drama, this one's probably not for you. This one's much calmer. We have a lot more subtle sophistication here. Subtle sophistication. Damn, I'm on fire with this one. But yeah, this is just a really good 18-year-old whiskey that nobody really talks about. I love this brand. I love Longmorn. I wish they had more stuff out. They don't have a lot of releases. But for the ones they do, this one is one of the better ones that's at least still in the realm of affordability. Wonderful whiskey. Check it out. Longmorn 18 at number 2. All right, so we made it to number 1, and my top pick for this list is from a brand that's quite popular, at least right now. The brand is popular, but this particular release, not so much. I'm talking about Craigellachie, and this release is the 13-year-old Armagnac finish. Now, this is the first release from their cask finishing collection, and it's quite different from the standard 13. Now, at first, I was worried that this would be a gimmick because this is something that happens sometimes in whiskey where brands will take an already successful release from them, they'll slap a finish on it, and they'll put it out on the market at a higher price tag. And that's not inaccurate. Like, they didn't not do that, but this is good. Now, is this better than the standard 13? Well, that's going to depend on what you're looking for. I will say that this one's softer, it's rounder, it's more luxurious. I've got a review coming out of this one, I think, next week, and I'll go into more detail and I will compare it to the standard 13, but it is a really good whiskey that justifies its own existence, and it's definitely one that's worth checking out if you're a Craigellachie fan. So this one comes in at number 1, Craigellachie 13 Armagnac finish. All right, that was the list. Those are a bunch of whiskeys that I think are flying a little bit too low under the radar that I think deserve more love. Obviously, the question's got to be sent out to you guys. What do you enjoy that people don't talk about, that people don't discuss, that you think deserve more attention, maybe more respect from the whiskey community? These can be age stated, no age stated. As I said, I'll probably do a follow-up list where I talk about 5 non-age stated whiskeys that are under the radar. So again, any suggestions from you guys, very welcome. I'd love to hear your thoughts here. Finally, I know a bunch of you stuck around to find out what my mystery pour in the glass over here is, and what I'm drinking is Timorous Beastie 12-year-old cask strength. I have talked about this one before. It is a limited release, and it might be thinning out in your market. My market still has it available, and hopefully you guys can still find this stuff. It's incredible. In my opinion, it's much better than the 13-year-old Meet the Beast that was put forward for the Oswas last year. This one has a beautiful, complex, very distinctive profile. It's not blended out at all. Really good stuff, and of course we have that cask strength intensity. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll call it a day there. If you want to help support the channel, I do have the Patreon. Otherwise, you can like, comment, subscribe. Very appreciated. Of course, I do want to hear your thoughts on some underappreciated gems. I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.